and just try to like tap into the positive energy that's out here, because if not, like you can get, like I said, you can get frustrated and be like, yo, I'm gonna give up, fuck this shit, why am I doing this, blah, blah, blah. But no, I couldn't, even if I wanted to, I couldn't, you know what I mean? Like, even if I wanted to, you know, I've got relationships with wisdoms I done sacrificed for this shit, like things in life that important things in life that other things I could have been doing that I sacrificed to do this.
Yeah.
Because this is my true happiness.
The journey of knowing thyself begins in the cradle and ends in the grave. One way to capture those moments of ourself can be found in the shelf. Shelves have been around since the creation of ancient scrolls. My name is Dr. Walter Hidalgo, and I'm a father, teacher, world traveler, and coach. Join me as we explore together the stories of our shelves. This is Know Thyself.
Watch this.
Peace, 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 beautiful family. This is Dr. Walter Hidalgo, and this is the Know Thyself podcast.
Lord is born.
The Know Thyself podcast utilizes the metaphor of the shelf to extrapolate the self. And the way we do that is we invite guests to come in on board and share something about themselves. And we live and direct right now in Lower Manhattan, so it can't be even more raw than that. We got a sister here taking pictures of us and everything. Check out Know Thyself podcast, Queen, please. Before I introduce my guests, I would want to give a few people shout out. Shout out to my boy Steve for his 2020 collections. Shout out to my boy Emilio with the Highly Living gear. Shout out to Shop Valero for the fly glasses. Use the promo code SHELF25 to get your 25% discount. And if you're looking for speaking engagements, whether online or offline, and coaching, holla at the God. I do both. Just go to knowthyshelftv@gmail.com. Family, as we always do, the other thing we like to do is shout out another group of people and individuals. And today I want to shout out all the God bodies. All the people who disseminate information creatively, artistically, and raw. Because we're living in a time right now where if you're not recreating yourself, you're not evolving. And if the sun starts evolving, we ain't gonna live, family. I'm with someone that I love, I respect, I admire, the God MC, Jamel Rockwell. What's good, King?
Formerly known as
Sav Kilz. Facts, but you know how to say it correctly. Peace to the God.
Peace, man. Peace, man.
Yo, first and foremost, before we start talking about your history, what is it about this spot that we chose? Why we here? Yo, where we at?
Oh man, this is we in the Mecca right now. We in Manhattan, man. Like, it don't get no rawer than this. Just being amongst the people in the city and just feeling out the vibes of the city, and you know, this pandemic scared everybody off, and everybody, you know, hiding out and whatnot. But like, we here, like we making things happen in the worst of times. So
facts.
We here, man. Like, you know, our invincibility, man. Like, we untouchable right now. Like, we the gods, man. We don't let too much scare us and knock us off.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about before that.
So we here, yo.
Jamel, bring us back. If you were to step into Bill and Ted's time machine, you know, this ain't no different than the 73 jump off.
And that's crazy you say that, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Because, so if we were to jump on Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures, where would we go? What would we see? Because you are from where?
That's great. I'm from Brooklyn.
Shout out to BK.
Medina. Peace to the Medina guards.
Yep.
And the Warriors and all that. But that's funny you say that, the time machine thing, because I've been saying, like, yo, man, you know, the time we came up in, like, was the 90s and the 80s and the 90s. Like, we 90s kids, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like we in the 90s all over again right now. That's how the times feel. You know what I mean? Except we just dealing with the corona situation. You know what I mean? Like, But the streets feels like we in the fucking 90s again, man. It's crazy, dog.
Wow, that's
this
a fact.
Shit feels like we in the 90s, man. Like, it's a very familiar. I feel like we left the 2000s and it brought us back there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the streets feel that way. The energy feels that way. And I'm like, damn, this is crazy. Like, I feel like this is a familiar part of my life. You know what I mean?
And it's crazy because behind camera, off camera, we were talking about COVID and how stuff changed and evolved. And I've been asking a lot of our guests, how have you been during this time during COVID? Where has Jamel's heads been during this time that we're somewhat still in?
Man, I'm just lucky, man. Like, I've been blessed with the 12 jewels, and that's, you know, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, freedom, justice, and equality, food, clothing, and shelter.
Facts.
Love, peace, and happiness, y'all. You know what I mean? Like, and that food, clothing, and shelter is necessarily important. It's most important because, like, a lot of brothers is being faced with being homeless right now. You know, like, the government is playing mind games with us right now, and, you know, they're supposed to give us this stimulus thing, and people being played around with, and this mind control games going on. So it's a trip right now, man. And I'm just fortunate enough I was able to keep myself together, keep my mental right, and be able to get in my creative space and manifest my dreams into reality. You know what I mean?
And one of the ways I know the God is through the art of emceeing.
Right.
Right? And that's one of the ways you've been created.
Right.
What's an MC?
MC is from from what I was taught, master of ceremony. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make a new one. Motivational creator.
Add that into the catalog, God.
Motivational
I like that
creator.
One. That's a
You know
fact.
what I mean?
Yes,
'Cause
that's
we gotta
exactly what
always
we are.
motivate ourselves to
Yes,
create.
sir. Yes, sir.
Motivational creators. That's what an MC is to me. And that's a new one. I just made that up on the spot. Like, yo, because like I said, we self-driven. We always got to constantly motivate ourselves in the worst of times. You know what I mean? So
that's a fact. Yeah.
we gotta get up and get to it. Get to the get to. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what the grind taught me. That's what coming from hip hop taught me. It always taught me to get up and go and make something out of nothing.
Yeah, and you know what? Speaking of that, Jamel, because we were talking about this too off camera, is that, and even adding to the intro that I gave to you, and so many other things that can speak to your character, is that we're not in the 9-to-5 business.
Not at all. Not at all.
And that's the one thing that I admired about what you did during this time of COVID. I was watching. The God did not stop with the work. Because what the Nas said, sleep is the cousin of death.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where does this drive come from, King?
I mean, I love hip hop so much, man. I love this culture so much, man. It's embedded in me. Like, there's times I've been faced with like situations where, like, yo, damn, man, I know this is my true calling, but sometimes you get a little fed up with the politics of the game and things that go on, and sometimes you can lose your drive due to that. You know what I mean? That can dull your light a little bit. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know where I'll be finding the energy, but it might come from my brothers. It might come from just living, and I always find some kind of spark to keep me going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why I try to keep creative, my peoples around me, and just try to like tap into the positive energy that's out here, because if not, like, you can get, like I said, you can get frustrated and be like, yo, I'm gonna give up, fuck this shit, why am I doing this, blah, blah, blah. But no, I couldn't, even if I wanted to, I couldn't. You know what I mean? Like, even if I wanted to, you know, I've got relationships with wisdoms I done sacrificed for this shit, like things in life that important things in life that other things I could have been doing that I sacrificed to do this.
Yeah.
Because this is my true happiness. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my happiness. You know what I mean? Like, and somebody who come amongst me got to understand that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I could never negate this thing we got. You know what I mean? Because it's a beautiful thing. Like, I don't know where I would be without this shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. And I know that a lot of your influence too, much of what I always talk about is the faith, the spiritual aspect, because I know you learn from the gods.
Indeed.
You're part of the Wu family, who's an extension of the nation and gods and earth. How much has that impacted and informed the way you put paper to pen?
Oh, big time. That whole, them brothers has been very significant in my career and me and my music. Rest in peace to Papa Wu.
Oh, R.I.P.
Freedom of Law.
Yeah, to
You know what I mean?
Dirt
Freedom.
McGirt. Yo, we miss you, God.
Dirty, rest in peace.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was just with Night Prince. Shout out to Night Prince and Killer Army. They got a new album out right now.
Yo, shout out to the Wu.
Peace to the
Period.
clan. Peace to the gods. But those brothers always been instrumental to me. You know what I mean? Like that energy and the gracefulness they move with, the wisdom that they move with, the energy that they move with. You know what I mean? Like, you can't destroy energy for one. That's gonna be here forever. That's why RZA said Wu-tang is forever.
That's facts.
The gods is forever. We forever. Period. You know what I'm saying? So once you got that knowledge of self and that power, it's what you do with that power and having that knowledge, because also you can have that power and do something negative with it too.
That's a fact too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can have good, it's good and bad equality. You know what I mean? So you always want to deal with the good. You know what I mean? We have this for a reason. Oh man, it was a saying that then. It was an important saying I forgot about Malcolm. Malcolm X, he said, a man with knowledge of self, knowledge in the wrong hands could be dangerous.
That's the facts, exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you know what's bugged out is that I always tell people, and I'm gonna be very real about this, right? Just because you got education don't mean you love yourself and love the planet, yo.
Not at all.
There's a lot of evil, smart people out there too.
Damn real.
Because you reach a crossroads in the
Damn
life
real.
where you're like, yo, am I gonna go left or right?
Damn real.
Because what did I hear the God say? We were just talking about Busta Rhymes. Shout out to Busta.
Shout out to Busta.
You know what
he said? That album.
Yes. You know what he said that was so dope? He says, every choice has an invoice. Woo!
Right. Busta's another one, man. Like,
wow.
That the way that brother elevated, man. Like the way, I've seen that man grow through his whole career. Like, I'm proud of the God, man. And we needed him right now. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And we always knew he was like, you know what I mean? He was an extraterrestrial being. You know what I mean? Like, he always was a rhyme animal. Like, he don't play with that mic. He don't play with that gift. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, and we needed him right now. Like, so peace to the God, man. Go pick up that Busta, y'all. You know what I mean?
Jamel, as we always do in the Know That Show podcast, we ask people to bring in something that comes out of their shelf. What you got for us today, God?
You know what's crazy? Like, I was building with a queen like last month, and we was talking about the power of manifestation. You know what I'm saying? And how
that's hip hop, right?
That's hip hop. Word is born. And this thing right here, we got cell phones or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I got in the way. Even me, like, I had to get myself back to writing in notebooks and using pens and pads again, because I got used to writing in this, and it wasn't the same feel.
Yeah.
And it's something about notebooks, man, and just writing in a notebook again, man.
Yes.
That feeling of writing and manifesting something and putting it on paper. So to me, that special thing was, it reminded me of how special a notebook and pen and a pad was to me, yo. It's me being an MC, because like I said, like, I didn't write in a notebook in so long. I got used to using phones and tablets and spitting from, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's but she specifically dropped this jewel on me about, you know, the wisdom. They gonna drop some shit on you about writing in the grid.
Oh, that's
writing
another
in grids.
level. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You write it.
Literally bars.
Word is born, and whatever you write in it, it'll come true. It has more meaning when you write it with the feeling. So
yeah.
Notebooks, pens, and pads, man. She even gave me like a special pen, like. And
let me see that notebook, King. Right here. Right here. We still use this, everybody.
Yeah. This will bring things to life. You know what I'm saying? This will bring things in the physical.
And I think that's so important, because we talk about how God implants these ideas and creativity in our brain.
Oh, yeah.
And from a Kabbalah Jewish perspective, they believe that when we're sleeping,
Right.
we're the closest thing to death, but it's also the closest thing we get to God. So that's why they say sleep on it. You know what I mean? And I think it's so dope because it begins first with a thought, and then the only way it becomes a tangible physical thing. Texting is cool, we're there, but we overly digitized, family, and the God's trying to say, don't forget to bring it back to the basics, because it's your writing style. That's graffiti. That's dancing, the way you move. You know what I mean? So there's energy to that.
Exactly. Like even like you might look at an old graffiti style. You look at wild style. The letters literally look like they jumping out at you dancing.
Facts.
The letters are dancing.
Yeah.
It's wild style. The letters are literally they're dancing. You gotta write it like it's boogieing. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's like that right there, man. Like just getting back to that feeling of just writing and jotting things down and manifesting your goals and your dreams or whatever. Like that's the piece right there. Like get back to writing and jotting things down. Like whatever's on your mind. Because sometimes we get scattered. We got so much things going on in our lives. Write it down, yo. Write it down.
Write down. Yeah, I have 3 calendars. I tell people I have my phone. Right. I have a small calendar and I have a vision board. You know? And they all have to connect. That's the Trinity. Right. You understand?
Exactly. So you know, God. That's the manifestation.
So King, if people want to find your information, what you working on? First of all, what you got going on? Please share your stuff. And where can people reach you?
But right now, y'all know I got the Wear Your Mask single out right now.
Yeah, you better wear your mask.
You know what I'm saying? So like right now, that's out there flowing. You know what I mean? Some jewels in there. Get your black seed oil. Keep your immune system up, y'all. You know what I mean? And just be cautious, man.
We didn't even talk about health. Like, you already know. Mind, body, and soul. Go ahead, God.
How you eat. You know what I'm saying? Right now, we got to practice how to eat to live. To keep our immune systems right. So, that's a big thing right now. And, I got that rocking out there. Y'all can get that. Check the video on YouTube. You know what I mean? Jamel Rockwell, Wear Your Mask. Y'all can hit me on the gram. You know what I mean? At Jamel_Rockwell. That's JAMEL_ROCWELL. And check the link in my bio and hit my Bandcamp up. You know what I mean? I got the Jamel Rockwell mask and hats, and the single was up there. And my past bodies of work is up there, and I got a single that came out last year with Wu-tang, you know what I mean, called Engulfed in the Swarm with me, Inspector Deck, Capadon, and Killer Priest. You know what I mean? So that's out there floating, and we got more coming. I'm gonna flood y'all. I'm working on another single right now. I'm kind of building up the Jamel Rockwell name. I'm gonna hit y'all with singles, and I'm also on a project. Shout to Stone's Throw, Peanut Butter Wolf.
Word.
I'm on the Quakers album out, Quakers 2 album, you know what I mean? The Next Generation, and that's spearheaded by Portishead, you know what I mean? That's spearheaded by the drummer of Portishead. So that's real big right there. That's coming, you know what I mean, on the 13th of this month. That's dropping. I got a joint on there called Pain, you know what I mean? So go cop that. And I got shout out to Camouflage Monk, the producer, Griselda and all that, Buffalo in Effect, upstate New York. We got a project coming, you know what I mean? It's untitled right now, but it might be, it's untitled right now, but we're finishing it up. And I got Still Determined coming, you know what I mean? Still Determined is a long overdue album that I had in the cup for a minute, man. That single with the Wu is off of that, you know what I mean? And I got I got a blessing from Sean Price, rest in peace on there.
R.I.P. to the God,
I got Frank Nizza on there, my family.
Shout out to Nizza, all the Wu, everybody, all elements.
All elements, you know what I mean? MOP is on there.
Oh, God.
Smith & Wesson still is on there, you know what I mean? Boot camp.
Slow down, you killing them, son, because you know what? This is to let you know. Only the God can rock with the gods. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be lyrically nice with this, and this is a lyrical marksman right here, kid.
And that album basically is a testimony to my career, so that's gonna be dope. I try to deal with time, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Determination through time, you know what I mean? Like, still determined, you know what I mean? Like, I keep it on the concept of time, like, cause like we timeless, you know what I mean? Like, we have no beginning nor end. You know what I mean? So I kind of stick to that right there, and like I just I like to give you something that's not gonna fade. You know what I mean?
Super facts.
Something that's here, something that's gonna be here, something you could build off of and grow on. You know what I mean? So,
exactly.
and that's what the gods is there to do, plant.
And I like that you said timeless, because as we always do in the Know That Show podcast, to wrap us up is to end with a quote. And for some reason, I didn't have time to find a good quote, because all of them are great, but the one that I live with all my life is this one, and it speaks to you, King. Because in order for you to be timeless, I'm gonna quote my boy who said this. Your mind and your heart are like a parachute. They only work when they're open.
Motivational creators.
Peace, family.
Peace,
we
bro.
out.
My love.
That's
gonna be
a
that's a dope ass interview. We got go.
This ain't Jeepers Creepers, this is Grim Reapers. Shutting down your respiratory, permanent sleepers. Causing high fevers, warning through your speakers. Jamel Rockwell, yes, I'm giving you the meters. Let y'all know, this is like Black Rock Road. Hope you got your mask on, better keep it in tow. Drink your black seed like you drinking H2O. Nah, just a teaspoon, just a tad bit. Because the government acting like our lives ain't shit. After this here, you crook, you be going legit. Spitting for the community, people are sick. Fucking with Trump, here have you eating bleach chewables. Ignorant to the pain and damage, what he doing, dude? Viruses, like we need a black god of Cyruses. Trapped up like we being lab rats and scientists. George Floyd protests, we can't breathe. Cops still killing us like you wouldn't believe. Now they just coming clean about UFOs. Flying saucers out the squirrel right under our nose. Police whooping people ass, stressing social distancing. Revelers towing firearms out of Michigan. Never seen a time like this, we in apocalypse now. Streets is walking dead. They tryna lock us all down and beat us over our head. Oh, no, what's that, cousin? Now they talking about murder hornets, what's that, buzzing? Oh, no, what's that, cousin? Now they talking about murder hornets, what's that, buzzing? Oh, no, what's that, cousin? Now they talking about murder hornets, what's that, buzzing? Oh, no, what's that, cousin? Now they talking about murder hornets, what's that, buzzing? Quarantine out of work, we await our next move because the government need to wear the people them shoes. People running out of money and essentials and food. Trying to find a vaccine, still looking for clues. Man, I tell you, you just gotta turn up the news. Causing muscle pains, mentally I'm drained. This is like crazy Eddie going insane. Even got the animals running around untamed. Smack in the dead of spring, broad hell rain. Spit it all hell, last days and times. Tell us what we going through, better read the signs. Heaven's in our unity, this is how we design. I'm reflecting on my life, we ain't dead or in jail. That's victory, mama know that we ain't failed. Now who will sustain, who will remain? Life as we know it just won't be the same. Now we pointing fingers like who is to blame. Trying to figure it, this ain't part of the game. Is it government, is it population control? Ain't that the black community to take your soul? Through the madness, we gon' stand vigilant bold. Never seen nothing like this, the devil is cold. Best believe it won't allow me to suffer and fold. Let the cameras capture revolution and go, come on. Oh, no, what's that, cousin? Now they talking about murder hornets, what's that, buzzing? Oh, no, what's that, cousin? Now they talking about murder hornets, what's that, buzzing? Oh, no, what's